What is up, YouTube? I'm KR, and welcome to Packs Only. That's what I've been doing here in 2K this year, and recently started streaming. You can check me out over at Twitch at twitch.tv/KRMagic. That's Kayare, like it says on the screen, like it says on my channel, Kayare Magic. Come check me out at Twitch and come hang out with the Packs Only squad and see what we get into. But what we're going to do today is talk a little bit about what Packs Only is and run you through the history of this Packs Only account so that you're all caught up, you know where we've been, and then you can watch where we're going. All right, so let's talk about what it means to be Packs Only. So
we out here, Packs.
So I was inspired by the other great creators whose videos you've probably seen if you found this one. Watching most do the no auction house account, watching so many players, from TyDeBo to 3-point shot, that's my guy, to TJayerrday, to all the great players basically are running NoMoneySpent accounts that you can watch their videos on, and I pretty much just was inspired by that. So number one rule is no money spent. That's the first rule. We're not spending a dime on buying VC. We're not buying any MT. That is just not how I want to do things. More power to you if that's how you want to do it. That's cool. I don't hold it against you. But for me, that's just not how I want to run the game. I like the challenge of having to do it all myself, having to figure it out and grind it all through the game. I think that's more fun. Rule number two, like I mentioned, no auction house was a big inspiration. And actually, that was really what made me want to start doing this, was Mosballin's no auction house account. And that's one of our rules. We cannot use the auction house with some small exceptions, but we cannot use the auction house. So we can't buy players. We can't sell players there. We are quick selling anything that we sell. Any dupes we get, they're getting quick sold. All right. When we want to get a great player, we got to pull him out of the packs. That's the packs only part. We can't just buy the players that we want. It's not just about finding those players. It's not about grinding out the rewards. It's about getting through the grind of the packs and making the best out of whatever we can get out of there. To me, that's really what the spirit of the account is about. The exceptions for the no auction house rule, because I do want to make sure I'm clear about these. So one is we can do stuff that is required for XP with where all it is a transaction. So the XP challenges that are like buy a badge on the auction house, I will buy the badge at the lowest price I can, and then I'll sell it right back instantly. So basically that kind of stuff real quick. Players, we can't do that. So unless the auction is just buy a player, I'll do those ones. But if the challenge, the XP challenge is just like, you need a Donovan Mitchell, I can't just buy Donovan Mitchell and then sell and do the challenge and sell it back. It has to be one of those like transaction based XP challenges. That's one of the exceptions. The other exception is actually pretty recent. I asked some of the people who are hanging out in the Twitch chat with us, is it fair if I sell auctionable players that I get out of locker codes? Because I had been treating those cards like I would reward cards. So I know I got a pink diamond Alonzo Mourning. I got pink diamond John Stockton. These are cards that I got out of locker codes, but who are auctionable players. So I wasn't using them on my team because it didn't feel fair. And then I decided I wanted to be able to use those players, so I started using John Stockton, and then I asked, can I sell these players? And people said, yeah, we want you to open more packs because that's what the account is about. So, sell the players on the auction house, and that's what I did. So I sold a bunch of those players, so those are no longer on the team, but that is the new rule. If I get an auctionable card out of a locker code or something like that, then that can get sold. People ask me, well, those rewards cards, they come in packs, right? When you get a rewards card, you go and you open it up, and you open up a pack and the card comes popping out the pack. That's a pack, right? Nah. Okay, our definition of a pack, it's got to be a real, honest-to-God pack. It needs to have 3 to 5 cards in it. It can't just have players in it, right? It's got to be a real pack. I'm not looking to cheat the rules just to make the account better. This year, the rewards are so good that every account is flooded with rewards cards. You look at the God Squads, and they got reward cards on them. You look at every no money spent, no auction house account, filled with rewards. And to me, that wasn't fun because it took out like the randomness and having to make things work. It was a lot about the grind, which is cool. I like the grind. I think the grind is fun. And for people that enjoy that, do that. But for me, I wanted to create a new challenge that really relied on me to make the most of the pieces that I could get out of the pack. So that's why I had to axe the rewards. So no rewards cards, nothing that I'm getting handed to me. I got to find everything out there in the wild. I kind of compared it to doing Nuzlocke on Pokemon, if you ever heard that. So you got to catch the best Pokemon that you can. Same kind of deal here. You got to catch the best players, and it takes a little bit of luck, or a lot of damn luck, I guess. Another rule, got to run 10 man. No 5-mans around here, just 10 men. And everybody's got to play. Do I have to run the bench all game? Do I have to run amigo amounts? No. But everybody's got to touch the floor. I got to get in there. So that's just a personal rule of mine. 5-mans are for cowards. I basically want to get that tattooed on me or put on my gravestone, because 5-mans are definitely for cowards. We run into a lot of cowardly 5-mans.
I'm not a coward. You're the coward.
Go back to the packs. So the overall goal here is to win unlimited. We want to get the unlimited prize using just the cards we get out of packs. It's tough, but it's doable. So part of the reason we don't want to run the 5-man is because we're not trying to cheat the system with overalls or whatever. We want to win the games with those cards and figure out how to do that, even against better squads than ours. It started out where I was just going to use cards for packs for everything, but I wanted to be able to play limited right away, and we started on limited weekend, and we couldn't do that with just the cards that we packed. We just couldn't win that way. So we started using like rewards cards and stuff for that. And then that kind of expanded to where I wanted to use them in TTO too, and offline modes. And eventually it just became like, okay, what makes the most sense for me and what's the most fun for me is to keep the restriction for unlimited. So every other mode, I can use all the cards that we want, but for unlimited, packs only. Last exception, we talked about the locker code cards and how I can actually sell them. But the other exception is a set lock-in. Those are technically rewards. We don't get them out of packs. But given that we are collecting cards from the packs, it's a pretty big challenge to complete a set. I don't even think I've come that close. But maybe the Inferno, the first set, was maybe as close as I got. But if I were to complete a set, I feel like it's a completely fair reward to get a lock-in from that set. It doesn't really matter to me since I'm not going to sell the cards anyway. Everything's original owner on the account. So at that point, it just seems like it makes sense that the reward for the incredible achievement of getting every card out of a pack, the luck that it required to do that, I think it's only fair that we get to use the set reward. All right, so I threw a lot at you, but that is how the account works. I'm happy to remind people whenever, or just refer them back to this video. But let's jump in and take a look at where the packs only account started and where we're at now. And then I think we can open up a couple packs and see what we can get out of them, see if we get some spice. So before we jump into the roster, let me know, what is the best card that you've packed all year? Who would be running your packs only squad? I know a lot of people out there, you've been buying cards and doing the normal thing, but who is the best card that you had that original owner sticker on? Let me know in the comments. This right here is where the packs only account started. I started back in January, like mid-January, right when Inferno had come out. It was like limited weekend. I decided one night I was gonna make the account. I made a new Xbox account and everything. Jumped on in the packs only over the limited weekend to try and win some packs. And obviously I started out with basically like Sapphire Shack and golds and a couple cards I could get out of locker codes and stuff like that. But I wanted to make sure I had enough of a team to go into unlimited, and that was when I actually started. I basically wanted to have somebody I could feel good about at the point guard and the center position. So once I got that, which took a little bit, I won't lie to you, it took a little bit. We got into it with this squad. So starting at the point guard was Ruby, Gary, Payton. Not a lot to get excited about here. 73-point shot. I wish it would give you the stats on like their total shots made. Because, you know, obviously it says 0.1 out of 0.3 attempts, so he wasn't shooting a lot of threes. But I did make a couple, so I made at least one. So it was possible to green with him. It was possible to get to the rack with him. Mainly, he was just there to play defense, 90 perimeter defense. I mean, what else are you going to expect from the glove? And then he obviously had all the fire defensive badges. He's got decent size. AR and Aaron Aflalo, they've been rocking with me from the beginning. I mean, these are dudes who have really stuck through this with the squad for most of its time, and you'll see if they make the final lineup that we're going to share in just a second. But JR was like one of the first star cards that we pulled, someone who could create offensively. This is one of the dudes who's been ride or die with us pretty much played every game for us on Unlimited. And yes, he can shoot. He's got a really quick jump shot, a little tricky, but it gets off really fast. He's got good range. I think he hits a lot of whites if you're in that right window with him. And he can dunk. He's got decent badges. I mean, there's enough to like here to have built the team around him. Doesn't have the best animations. 96 three-pointers, pretty good, obviously. Fine as a secondary ball handler, solid defender, not exceptional, not a great build or anything like that, but a guy who could really get the job done. Aaron Aflalo, this is somebody who gets a lot of hate, but let me tell you, I've had to ride with him, and I've come to respect what Aaron Aflalo can do. Namely, the guy's got Hoff clamps. So he is really just a straight up cone. I mean, this is a dude who can spray a little bit. He's got that ugly base. People don't like his jump shot. It took me some getting used to. I feel like I get a decent amount of whites with it. And then he plays good defense. Now he's 6'5". He can dunk a little bit. D5 driving dunk is not anything to completely ignore. And then 92 perimeter defense, so he could really clamp up on the outside, and we counted on him to do that. A little undersized, I've had to run him against, Galaxy Opal KD or whatever before, so he's a little undersized. There's no way around that, but he was really the best option that we had for a long time. Bojan Bogdanovic just needed a guy who could hit a corner three, just needed to be respected in the perimeter, so that there was some space to run the offense, because there's nothing to like about this card, really. I mean, I guess, flexible. It's one of my favorite badges. Who cares if he's got steady? He's got flexible in the corner and the catch and shoot, but the stats, not exciting. But a greetable shot, I will say. I've used him in some limiteds. And this was Sapphire Shack at the time. Just needing to protect the paint, run some screens, finish when he's there. We were running Dante Di Vincenzo. He's been one of my favorite golds. He was last year too. But notice I don't have the original owner badge. I think I actually quick sold him, so I bought him back for this video. And it makes me sad that he doesn't have clamps. I'm pretty sure in 2K20 that this dude had clamps. He's a good perimeter defender, I should say, but he is okay in the here too. 79 perimeter defense will get the job done. He's got just enough speed and enough greenable shot to be the best option that I could find on short notice. Clay, you know what you're getting into with Clay. I don't really need to tell you about Clay because, Clay does his Clay thing. He hits threes. He plays defense. He's not fast. He's not going to dunk it. There's not a lot else to say. You know the deal with Clay. Every Clay is like this, from the Emerald Rewards Clay that we were all using at the beginning of the year in all those offline games to the Clays that come out now. Clay is going to be Clay. Paul George, he overperformed, I feel like. This is a guy who spent a lot of time on the team. I think I've even given him a couple of badges over his time here, but 62 games is a pretty good amount. And 6'8", can play the 2 guard, good defender, 82 three-point shot, especially if you get used to that Paul George release that a lot of us know and love. 88 perimeter defense. He's not particularly fast, but he also can get to the rack a little bit with that 81 driving dunk. So Paul George is someone that, for a current series card, I think is pretty respectable. He's kind of a cone, but a little bit more than that, I think. Aaron Gordon, I don't know, a little bit of speed, basically, I feel like, at the power forward spot was my thought. He's got a good player build, a three-point shot that can go in, but probably won't. There's just not a lot of options here at this power forward spot, to be real with you. And then Thonmaker, maybe he had a prayer of hitting a pick and pop three. Maybe. I don't think he has a single badge. Yeah, no badges on this Thonmaker, but what else was I going to do at the time with gold centers and stuff? I needed somebody who can maybe hit a mid-range shot or a three or something like that, because obviously Shaq ain't doing that. But this was the starting point for the packs only squad. Let's take a look at where we are now. You're going to see how far we have come in the time we've been playing packs only. Now, time to unveil the current squad and show you how far packs only has come in its time. So 3, 2, 1, packs only in full effect here. This is where the lineup is at right now. We've got Tyrese Halliburton starting at the 1 with Luka Doncic. They're really both point guard and shooting guard. They'll mix it up. Then we've got J.R. Smith. He has lasted the whole time. J.R. from beginning to end, still on the squad, although he could be one of the next dudes to leave the starting lineup, but props to J.R. We're riding with him. I don't know if we're ever going to cut him. He might end up in these bronze slots because he's been rocking for us the whole time. Jeff Green, one of the new pickups. I got him, Tyrese Halliburton, Rajon Rondo, and Magic Johnson in like one night of opening packs. So that was a crazy night. But Magic, obviously the new starting center, have played very little with him since we got him, but excited to use him because he's easily the best center that we've had. You can see we got Diamond Barks back here. If you want to see how we've really progressed throughout the entire time, check out my other video on the history of the packs only squad, and you'll see the types of centers that we've had to run throughout this account's history. Luka Doncic, star of the team. I mean, this is our guy. I couldn't believe it when I packed Quantum Luka Doncic. He's one of my favorite players, maybe my favorite player to watch in the NBA anyway. So I really wanted to get this card. I really wanted to get the one that's shooting lasers out of his eyes, because who doesn't want Luka Doncic shooting lasers out of his eyes? He has really carried the team for so long, even when the rest of the squad was not this good. Luka Doncic, you know what he gets into. I mean, to have the best point guard in the game on my packs only team was really cool. You know, it's packs only, and we've got a chance to open a pack, so why don't we open a couple packs? You stayed through the whole video, you deserve a reward. And I think it's perfectly appropriate to have an Inferno Pack, which really started us off, and a Mystery Pack, the newest packs out. So let's rip open this Inferno Pack and see what we get. Not much. Empties. We get a lot of empties here. Ronnie Brewer, you know, guy who even made the lineup for a little bit. I can't be mad about Ronnie Brewer, but you know how we do around here. Guys got to get quick sold. Them's the rules. All right, well, maybe we'll do better in these new mystery packs. What do we got in these? Chris Mullin, I know, is the one everyone's talking about, obviously on the cover. Amon Shumpert seems pretty sweet, although I don't know if he's better than Tyrese. Maybe he's probably better than Rondo, so he could definitely make the lineup. And then Rick Smits and Derek Jones. I don't know quite what Derek Jones has to offer. I haven't had a chance to look at him, but I could see this Rick Smits making the lineup over Barg. So not terrible. Maybe we'll pack something that'll impact the lineup right here. Let's see what we get. I like these mystery packs the way they look. And unfortunately, another empty for the packs only squad. But that's kind of the nature of the game out here. We turn everything back into MT. Everything's getting sold. Everything's getting quick sold, and that'll help our MT go up, and that'll help us get more and more packs. You can see we've got some MT and some VC right now. I get the VC from playing a little bit of my career. Go in there, play my Play Now Online, or not my Play Now Online, my Player Nation game. Great source of VC. Get a little bit of that. Hit my wheel spin. Hit my daily picks. And that pretty much just dumps some extra VC. So then we can buy an extra pack here and there. Usually adds up to like once a week or something like that, twice a week, which is pretty good for us. We also have some MT. Now I'm trying to make sure I sit on enough MT and VC that if I get into the glitch market, I can definitely buy the player, and I can buy a flash glitch pack just for the love. You know, we always love getting packs out here, but that does mean that we have enough for some packs. So make sure you stay tuned, because we're going to be spending this VC, this MT, and trying to get some sweet pulls. Now you've seen the 10-man that the packs only squad has right now. Pretty good glow up, if I do say so myself. And this is the squad that we'll be rocking with in Unlimited right now. Can we pull a better player? Can we get some upgrades on these positions? Maybe. We're going to be opening packs, doing what we do, and trying to put together the best team that we can here on the packs only squad with those special rules that we talked about. And hopefully you'll be along for the ride as the team gets even better, and maybe we'll be able to achieve our goal of defeating Unlimited, slaying the boss, so to speak, and getting that unlimited reward despite all the challenges that we have in front of us. So I'm glad y'all are with me. I appreciate you checking out this video. Come join us at the Twitch stream, and hope if you have any feedback, obviously I'm happy to take it. You know, good, bad. Let me know what you think of the video and of the packs only account. But hopefully it's entertaining for you, because that's what we're trying to do, is have a good time. I think, you know, making 2K fun is the idea here. This is how I decided to do it, and hopefully you'll think it's fun too. So join us along for the packs only ride. I'm KR Magic, signing out.